defeat the Detroit Pistons 118 to 110 last night. The Miami Heat are now the sixth seed in the Eastern Conference at 35-26. Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat basketball channel. My name is Amir. Before I get into the video, I just want to thank everybody for their continued support of the channel. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and if you guys could subscribe to the channel, that would definitely help me out a lot. So thank you again for your support. So the Miami Heat last night played against the lowly Detroit Pistons in what seemed to be a dogfight for the most part. So the Miami Heat get their second straight win as they kind of handle business at the Kaseya Center and take down the Detroit Pistons. And so every game that the Miami Heat play is a significant game. And the race between 4 and the 8th seed in the NBA Eastern Conference is ridiculous. It's literally 1.5 games between those spots. And so Miami was entering the game as a 7th seed, and luckily through that win, they moved up because the Knicks, the Sixers, and I believe another team lost as well, helping the Miami Heat move up. So last night, the Miami Heat were led by Jimmy Butler once again. He had 26 points to go along with 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. There were 5 other Miami Heat players that scored in double figures. So this was an all-around team effort, which was good to see. Bam Adebayo had 18, Duncan 18, Rozier 17. Caleb Martin started off really hot in the first half. He had 15, and Hawkes had 11 as well off the bench. So Miami started off really well. They were really explosive in that first quarter as they opened the game up with a 36-point period, and they were shooting 60% from the field. They're also hot from the three-point range as they drained all 4 of their attempts. Robinson, in particular, I think he started off the game with 10 points. He had 2 3-pointers in that first quarter, so he was sizzling. And Duncan Robinson had this awesome baseline move against Asard Thompson, where he was on the baseline, he faked going back towards the elbow and put the ball around behind his back. I can't even explain it. Behind his back, and then he turned back towards the basket and did an up and under reverse layup, which was just awesome and insane to see. So Duncan has definitely come a long way from the last 3 years or so where he was only a 3-point specialist. Anyway, so in the game, the second quarter ended up being a different story for the Miami Heat as they would only score 25 points in the second period. And the Pistons clawed back and they fought back and they scored 33 points. And so Miami's 10-point lead was just down to 1 at halftime. So Jalen Duren was playing well in that second quarter. Cade Cunningham, the team runs through him. He was hitting some threes. They had some good ball movement, and Detroit was leveraging their size for sure on the glass that helped them come back. So Detroit's pickup, it was Simone Fontecchio. He is a really good player, and he didn't do too much in that first half, but he definitely helped lead the charge in that third and fourth quarter for the Miami Heat. So the third period was a roller coaster for the Miami Heat. They started off hot and they went on a 12-0 run that brought them back to double-digit leads. However, the Pistons once again found a way to bring themselves back into the game as they were just down 2 points with around 4 minutes left in the period. And a huge turning point is when Nikola Jovic was ejected for getting a second technical foul. He had 8 points in that game, so hit a couple threes, and he was playing well, getting the rebounds and leading our transition offense. But he complained and got his second technical foul after he was called for a ticky-tack foul. And without Jovic, the Heat lacked a lot of size. They had Kevin Love out with a heel injury as well. And so the Miami Heat's front court was super thin, and so we saw Orlando Robinson and Thomas Bryant get some minutes, and it didn't look too pretty. In the fourth quarter, again, it became a dogfight, and the Heat ultimately were able to take control of the game with like 5 minutes to go. I think the Heat were only up by 1 at that point, and Terry Rozier scored a bucket, and he also got a huge clutch assist to Duncan Robinson for a 3 on the elbow, and that let the Heat go up by 5. And soon after that, the Miami Heat took full control, and it was all Jimmy Butler as well in that fourth quarter. He was super clutch. He had 15 points in the final period, including a like step back kind of 3 pointer. Um, with 21 seconds left, he hit that, I think, to put the Heat up by 5 or 6 points. So Jimmy Butler continued his streak of hitting a 3 pointer in 15 consecutive games, which is just incredible. So the Miami Heat now, again, like I mentioned, are the 6th seed. They're 35 and 26 as I'm looking at the standings. They're only half a game behind the Knicks for the 5th seed. And the Magic, surprisingly, have jumped up to the 4th seed, which is kind of wild. Um, we have the tiebreaker over them. So if we do win tomorrow night against the Mavericks, we will jump all the way to the 4th seed, which is wild. But again, it's only a 1.5 game race between 4th and 8th. So every game is meaningful. The Miami Heat are playing back to back Thursday and Friday, so it's gonna be tough. They're playing Dallas Thursday in Dallas, and then they're gonna be playing on the road in Oklahoma against the Thunder Friday. So that's gonna be a tough back to back. I'm just hoping they can win 1 out of 2, and then easy game on Sunday. As we hope it would be easy playing against the Wizards at home, but as we saw against the Pistons, it was a much closer game than we wanted it to be. So the Miami Heat struggle to defeat and dominate, weaker teams. So that's not an easy game, but who knows? We should dominate them, in my opinion. Obviously, the Wizards are horrible. So we got the Mavs, the Thunder, the Wizards at home, and then the Nuggets at home. So 3 out of our next 4 games are going to be tough games. So we need to win. I'm hoping at least 2, and I'm thinking the games that we can win are the Mavericks and the Wizards. But it'll be nice to get a victory over the Thunder, which we almost had a victory over them, I believe, earlier this year without a Jimmy Butler and without a Tyler Hero. So 4 important games at this point, but the Miami Heat have been red hot. They've won 11 out of the last 14 and 9 out of the last 11 games. So they've definitely turned their season around. And I'm hoping they can continue that success because, again, they have one of the easier schedules remaining in the NBA. They have 20 games left. They play the Pistons 2 more times next week. So, again, those are tough fought battles. And hopefully we can get some victories there. And then some important games are going to be playing the Sixers and the Cavs, a couple of the teams that are, well, the Sixers aren't ahead of us anymore, but the Cavs are and the Sixers are close. So we need to win those games for sure. So right now it's one game at a time. Focus on our schedule. We can't control what other teams are doing. So just win the games that we can and control your own destiny. So anyway, that's all I have for the video today. Thanks for watching.